Hello, friends. It is the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. I am David Nuno. Ava Davis is in the house. She's at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Ava, what was your favorite part of the program?
I enjoyed Recruiting Country with Bronny and Mr. Billy.
Okay, I need a reason why.
I liked getting to hear the updates on what their thoughts of how, because our fans are interpreting it a different way and the comments are sometimes negative, but they spin it and put a different outlook on it that I hadn't really got to hear, especially directly from them.
All right, that was a good one. I liked them too. I really liked OB. OB was a little mean today, but I liked OB. OB's great. We did have John Harris on the program, talked about how he would build a college roster, and Pete Fiutak of College Football News. That and more. It's the Rewind. Do me a favor. Watch the rest. You know, that Oklahoma's a team that's right around A&M on here at number 20. But I'll give you the list. According to Athlon, the number one team in the country is your
Texas.
most hated rival, Texas. Okay? Maybe. I think I have a lot of questions about them, but okay.
Let me see. Number 2, they're probably going to have. Everybody always puts Georgia, right?
Nope, not
No?
Georgia. A Big Ten team.
Either Penn State or Ohio State.
Penn State.
Penn State, yeah.
Penn State, number 2. Number 3,
Clemson,
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Number 4 is a team from the SEC that will host Texas this year.
Georgia,
Number 5,
Clemson.
correct. You're good at this game. Number 6, a team that A&M is going to face,
LSU.
Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No.
Number 7, another team A&M is going to face.
LSU.
There you go. Number 8, a team that A&M used to face all the time in the SEC.
Yeah, all the time. Let's see, who would it?
Alabama.
Oh, yeah. The
Okay. Number 9, Oregon.
Oregon.
Apparently there's drama with Oregon. I'll have to investigate
You
that
saw
later.
Evan Stewart's out for the year, right?
I did see that. Hate to see that for him, but he's not our guy.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I don't wish
hate it for him.
anybody to get
Yeah.
hurt.
I actually liked dealing with Evan. Like when I interviewed him, he was very polite. I just wish he would have stayed at A&M. Number 10, the Miami Hurricanes.
Okay.
You believe in Carson Beck?
Kinda.
I'm a kinda with him too.
Yeah.
Kind of
say
like all
this.
Georgia quarterbacks. Kinda.
I think he's better than. Remember how much Tyler Van Dyke was always hyped up, and I never bought that.
Yeah.
I buy Carson Beck from the bargain bin.
Clearance?
You know, I mean, I think he's okay. Again, what was he with Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey, and what was he without him?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's say that you are Derek Miller, who's the GM for Texas A&M, or you're one of the GMs around the country, and you get to build a program. I want you to tell me what your methodology would be: homegrown versus transfer portal potential, short term versus long term. So, like, what would be your ideal split if you could? Because yesterday Elko had a thought. He said, 80% of teams in the playoffs last year were homegrown. So I kind of want you to kind of take me through what your vision of building a college football program would be in today's world.
Didn't agree with those numbers. I'm more of a homegrown draft guy. You know, people ask me that about, in the NFL, how should the, teams be built? And I've always felt like you've got to build the house with your drafted players and your homegrown high school recruits. Like that's where it has to start. That's where your foundation has to be. And then once you get, you think about it like building a house, once you get the foundation, done, maybe you want some specialized windows because like me now, you live in Galveston and you need some storm windows and you can't find those, out in the high school ranks. And so maybe you've got to go get a free agent, if you will, to add to the mix. And I kind of like the way that, Nick Caserio has built and D'Amico Ryans have built the Texans. That's the way they've gone about it. Now, the high money free agents, they get a lot of the attention. But to me, you've got to build that thing with the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5-star type players, but really kind of the 3 and the 4-star guys, because that's those are the guys that you know are going to be seemingly around for 4 or 5 years. And that's got to be an even more so true foundation.
KJ Edwards, an elite football player. And before we go, I think we have to talk about him in the future, like the next week or two, you know, what's upcoming. An elite running back, a game-changing back. You guys saw those highlights? If you watched their in-house visit, that dude is, he is an absolute game breaker. And if he wasn't running in maroon and white, he'd be running in purple and gold or burnt orange or whatever. And I think A&M fans would be going, man, I wish we'd gotten him.
Mm-hmm.
You got him.
Coach Surratt compared him to Alvin Kamara.
Oh, wow. That should hit home. That's what we should have said right off the rip to Aggies. But no, everybody's excited about KJ Edwards. That you should have been excited about Roseboro. And everybody will be excited if they close out Arrington tomorrow. You should be excited about Cole Hamill. You know, like another guy that Oregon really wanted that you won for. So I'm just saying, kind of get up to speed in what's actually happening with this stuff. And look, we're writing about landing a potential 5-star running back here, right? And more of the comments from Aggies, I don't care what Texas fans say, from Aggies was, well, we've seen this before, number one, wake me up when you know, or, yeah, but it all just ends up 8-4, or we got to hang on to it. Like, if that's your mindset and your approach, I just don't understand why you follow it. You're allowed to enjoy it, and you can have the common sense to go, they've got to develop them, they've got to keep them on campus, they got to get them across the finish line. But you can also have the common sense to go, that was a completely different coach.
At LSU, at Texas, you think 10-2 is possible?
You got to win one of those, obviously. But I mean, if you're missing Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, much improved Oklahoma, and Tennessee. You know, so okay, so you don't get Kentucky and Vanderbilt, but you know, you obviously got to play someone in the SEC, and obviously Notre Dame's pretty strong too. But you can't argue too much with this schedule. So you know, it's the SEC. You're going to have to come up with a road win somewhere, and you know, the Notre Dame game's a 50-50 game, and there's no game on the slate that you're looking at and you're saying, nah, Texas A&M can't win that game. So at the very least, be in the mix for all this stuff. And, you know, who knows how this is going to work? Because as, you know, we'll see how the College Football Playoff Committee starts to look a little bit more at schedules. And, you know, I don't buy in the whole notion of the SEC schedule is just that much better. I mean, you can go down the list of SEC, non-conference losses last year, but you kind of have to give it a little bit of look at, okay, if you're really looking at this hard and you're saying, okay, well, you know, they torched everyone else, but you lost on the road at those 3 games, they still might be one of the 12 best teams in the country.
So let's talk about the SEC in general, because while I recognize there are the top dogs because it's the SEC, I have questions on all of them, right? Georgia, I have some questions. I have questions about Texas. I have questions about Bama. A lot of the questions I have are quarterback-based, right? So just when you look at the SEC, how much faith do you have in that upper tier?
It's not just the SEC. So, I mean, look at the top teams in the country. Just ask average person on the street, who are the best teams in college football in general? Well, okay, Ohio State. Who's their quarterback? Well, they're still in a fight. Alabama, okay. Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame. All these schools are they have their quarterback situation pretty much figured out, but it's not a total lock. So all these top schools who are going to be in the top 10, it was like 7 of the top 10 probably don't have their quarterback situation totally 100% locked down.
All right, we got to close it out. Ava Davis, always go first and last name with you. Tell the people what they should do.
Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and come back tomorrow for more.
And tell the people what to do. I won't be here tomorrow. Bronny will. We'll see you then.